Hello friends, welcome back to Civil Engineering Mastery. Today let's discuss how do we apply the loads for G+2 building in StatPro software. In the previous videos we had discussed about how do we model the G+2 building and how do we calculate the loads coming on G+2 building. So I had given those links in the description box. You can check that and watch that video. Then you can continue with this video. Here is the typical framing plan. So in this only we are going to apply loads using StatPro software. So here what we have to do, this slab load we have to apply as a floor load, and whatever the walls, main walls and partition walls are coming, those loads we have to apply on the beams as a member load, uniformly distributed load. And then staircase load we need to apply. And here you can see there are two cantilevers about 3 feet length. So this cantilever length also we need to calculate cantilever slab load, and then we have to apply it in this beam. This is the beam which is going to carry this cantilever slab load, and here this beam will carry this cantilever slab load. So here you can see the main walls are coming, the outer walls are main walls, 6-inch thick walls, and the inner walls are partition walls, 4-inch thick wall. So let's see how do we apply the loads in StatPro. So this is the model G+2 building model. So first we have to assign the member property. So you can cross check whether the member properties are assigned or not. There is one option in select. Go to missing attribute. So here missing property. So all the members are highlighted. That means the properties are not assigned to all the members. So let's define the properties first. Go to command member property prismatic. Here select rectangle. So our column size is 9-inch by 9-inch. That is 225 by 225 mm. So here we have to enter the values in meter. 0.225, give add, and we have the beam sizes 0.375, that is 15 inches, and then width is 0.225 only, and one more beam depth we have as 18 inches, that is 0.45 meter. Then you can add. Now we can assign one by one. First we have to assign the member properties for column. So let's go to select beams parallel to Y. All the columns are selected. So give assign. Next we need to assign the member properties for beams. So let's assign floor wise. First let's assign for plinth beam property. So here horizontal beams are 9-inch by 18-inch. Give assign, and then this vertical beams are 9-inch by 15-inch. This one as well. Assign. Next go to this floor. So here we have one mid landing beam. So for this also we need to assign the property. So let's select all the vertical beams first. Give assign, and then select this 18-inch size. And then assign. All the member properties has been assigned. You can check with the 3D view. So it looks like this. And even you can cross check by using this missing attribute, missing property command. See, no entity with missing properties found. That means all the member properties are assigned. So before applying the loads, let's look into the load calculation. So we have wall load, 6-inch wall load, and then 4-inch wall load we have, and two different size of beams we have. So for that we need to apply two different types of loads. So wherever the beam size 9-inch by 18-inch is coming, so in that place we need to apply this load as a UDL, and wherever the beam size is 9-inch by 15-inch, in that place we need to apply this one as a UDL. Next, 4-inch thick wall load. 4-inch thick wall load also similar as 6-inch thick wall. So wherever the beam size, according to the beam size, it will vary. Next, parapet wall load we have, that we need to assign on the top floor. Column load we can assign it as self weight. In StatPro we have a self weight command, so we can assign it as a self weight. Next one is staircase load. So here we have the staircase load. So here we have the staircase load that we need to apply at roof level and mid landing level. So this is the load which we need to apply at mid landing level, and this load we need to apply at roof level. So here we have the unit in kilonewton, but we are going to apply kilonewton per meter. So that while applying, we need to apply as a uniformly distributed load in StatPro software. Let's go to loads and definition, and then we can add. First one is dead load. Give add, and then next one is live load. Add. So here we need to add all the wall loads as a member load. Go to member load. First let's add 7.65 kilonewton per meter as a 6-inch thick wall load. This we need to apply wherever the 9 by 18-inch beams are coming. In that place we need to apply this load. Next one is 7.875, add, and next one is 4-inch thick wall load. That one is 5.1, and then 5.25. Next 3.66, which is parapet wall load, and next let's add the staircase load 24.17 at mid landing level and 16.06 at roof level. So all the wall loads and staircase loads are added here. Next we need to add the live load. Live load we can apply it as a floor load. Okay. So we have added all the wall loads and staircase load. Next we need to add the self weight of the slab. So for that we need to know the dead load on slab, which is 5.125 kilonewton per meter square. This we can apply it as a floor load, and live load is 2 kilonewton per meter square. That one also we can apply it as a floor load. So apart from this, we need to apply the cantilever slab load. So as I told you in the beginning, there are 3 feet cantilevers, so that we need to apply it on the beams. So for that, what we have to do, we have to calculate the load. So we need to take the dead load on slab, which is 5.125 kilonewton per meter square plus 2 kilonewton per meter square is live load. So totally 7.125 kilonewton per meter square. That is the total load which is coming on the slab. So now let me show you how do we calculate the cantilever slab load on beam. So imagine this is the beam and this is the cantilever slab, 3 feet cantilever slab. So this load we are going to transfer on this beam. Okay, so what is the formula for that? W multiplied by L. So here W is the total load, which is 7.125. So 5.125 is the dead load, dead load on slab plus 2 kilonewton per meter square is the live load. So totally 7.125 kilonewton per meter square. W multiplied by 3 feet. 3 feet is 0.9 meter. So this is the load which is coming on the beam as a cantilever slab load. 6.4 kilonewton per meter. So this load also we need to add as a member load and we need to apply on the respective beams. So let's add under dead load 6.4 kilonewton per meter as a cantilever slab load. Close. Next, let's apply all the load one by one. So first let's take the plinth beam. So all the outer walls are main wall 6-inch thick wall and inner walls are 4-inch thick wall. So horizontal beams we have 9 by 18 inches. So here we need to apply this load. This is the load which is for 9 by 18 inches beam depth. This is wall load, but we need to minus the wall load, beam depth from the floor height, and then we need to calculate. So I'm applying only on outer area. Okay. So next, this is for 9-inch by 15-inch. So that we need to apply here only outer area. Okay, so inner we need to apply the partition load 4-inch thick load. So horizontal beam we have this wall load and vertical we have this one. So now plinth beam is completed. Here in this staircase area there is no wall load coming, so that is why I have not applied. Next let's go to the ground floor roof. So here also outer walls I am assigning and then this one is for vertical. This is done and this one is parapet wall load. This we are going to apply it in the last floor only, and this is staircase load. So this load we need to apply in the mid landing level, and this load we need to apply in the roof level. So you can imagine the flight will start in the down and then first flight will have the support at mid landing level, and then next flight will go like this and then that has the support at roof level. Oh, sorry, I have assigned wrongly. So this one you can take it out. So select this beam, go to here toggle load and then assign to selected beams. That means that load will get removed. So at roof level we need to assign, and don't forget to uncheck this toggle load again. So here we need to assign the staircase load as 16.06 at roof level. Okay. So next we have this cantilever slab load. You would have seen in the beginning the cantilever slabs are coming here and then here. So this beam and this beam is going to take the cantilever slab load. So I'm going to assign here. Okay, so the cantilever slab load also we had applied. Next let's apply the slab load. So for that we need to create a group. So Control G, and then group name, let's keep it as ground floor roof. So here you should not give any space. Select floor and then give OK. So here we need to create a group. So for that we need to select the geometry. So let's select this one, this one. Only we have 4 slabs, so we should not select this staircase slab. Then unlike associate to selected geometry, click associate. Now if you click this ground floor roof and then highlight, means it will highlight whatever the slab we had associated. So this is how you have to create a group and then apply the load. Now let me show you how to apply the dead load for this group. So go to floor load and select group. So here the group name is given 5.125 minus 5.125 is the slab dead load. Click add. See, only that load is assigned for this portion, not for staircase portion. And if we wanted to floor wise, if we wanted to change the load also, if we create this group, so we can change easily. Next, similarly we can add live load as well. Go to floor load, select group, ground floor roof, give -2, add. See, live load has been added, and I hope we have added all the loads for this floor. Next, let's go to next floor. First, let's add all the wall loads. Stair load we are assigning, and then cantilever slab load. Next, here also let's create one group. Control Z, create. This one is first floor roof. First floor roof. Create floor, give OK, and then select. Associate. Now you can see, if you go to this first floor roof and highlight, means that highlight whatever the slab. Oh sorry, this one has left out, right? So we need to assign it again. Give associate. Now go to first floor roof and then give highlight, means it will highlight whatever the slab we have selected. So now let's assign the load. Go to dead load, add floor load, group, first floor roof. And live load also we can add separately. Go to floor load, group, select first floor roof, give -2. See, now this is done. Next, let's go to the top floor. So here we need to apply some changes. Because here the main walls will not come, so we need to assign the parapet wall load, this one. So here the staircase headroom wall will come. So here we can apply that load. So that wall load is this one, 7.875. So here we can all the sides we can apply that one. And apart from that, staircase load we need to apply here. Assign. That's all. Next, what we have to do is here again create one group to apply slab load. Create second floor roof. Is created. So here we can add little bit less dead load because partition load we are added, right? So that one we can reduce it. So dead load we can add instead of 5.125, 4.125 we can add. That partition load we have reduced. And here select second floor roof and then add. Next go to live load group, second floor roof, add. See, this one is applied and this one is also applied. So here also that cantilever slab load will come, so that we need to assign in this beam as well as in this beam. Next let's select this headroom and then create one group for this. Control G, create headroom. Go to dead load, add. Four 4.125. So here also there will not be partition load. So 4.125 we can add and then live load. -2. So that's all the loads have been assigned. Next, let's add the load combination and then we can do the analysis. Let's add the load combinations. Next, load combination 4. So load combinations have been added. Next, let's do the analysis. Go to command analysis, perform analysis, give all. Then let's go for the analysis. See, there is 0 error and warnings done. So that's all, friends. So there is no need to follow the same procedure. Like today we have assigned the floor load by creating group. So that is one of the method. So whichever is familiar to you and easier to you, that you can follow. And this is the one method. And one more is you can give the loads according to the Y range. Y range height you have to enter properly. and if you wanted to avoid this Stargaze portion and all, you need to like give the X range and Z range. So to avoid that one only, I have created the groups. So that's all, friends. So I hope you all like this video. Please do comment in the comment box and don't forget to subscribe this channel for more videos. Thank you for watching.